Okay, so on that note, who wants to talk about what happened last game?
All right. So we had a lead on Furio's ex-boyfriend, a fellow named Ghost Gundwind, who she dated for 4 months and who was apparently rather intense about the whole thing, whereas she was not into the. She was just more into the idea of being in a relationship, which is relatable. And so The and so Corinne heard that from Felgrar and reported to Kane Kyrell that Ghost is the primary target. Avali is just the agent who was asked to do the mission. Um, Eliana and Erebus, told Say about the threats against Puria, and in retrospect, it was pretty predictable that Say was going to go grab some weapons and go hunting down whoever was whoever was making the threats. She did take Ratha with her, so that's a little bit reassuring in some ways. Um, we learned that Mert is blood of the 12, and that's why he's gone into hiding. And Ilya's spending her time untangling the Harpers from various conflicts of interest with the Lord's Alliance, and to avoid getting entangled in such conflicts herself while the Court of Miracles is supposed to be neutral among the factions, he's handed Court of Miracles leadership off to Alina. Corinne got Grim a winter coat. Um, Erevis reached out to Lyra and Ivran, who said, "Sorry, I can't go out. I'm sick." No, but really, they said they couldn't hang out because of some family business. Um, Aliana told Macklin what she's been up to. He's going to do some legwork and investigate Hell, but suggested very strongly that we not go running off to the 9th level of Hell right now. Grim visited the yawning portal and did not make a bad decision, and on the way back, they encountered Avali. Um, so that is fine. She just needs a note delivered. Um, it's just one thing. Um, it's fine. It's fine. Isn't it wonderful to see an old friend who has a lot of ambition about how she's going to clean up the streets? Um, she's got some very, very grand plans about that. Um, yeah, yeah, it's it's gonna be great. Also we know that Avali is level 12. Um, so
Least. Oh wait, no, it is. It is equals, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, that part is great. Um, Lots of very salesman-y on Avali's part. Um, that's all fine. So we all went up to the library and talked about this. Um, Corinne and Grim are going to deliver the letter together. Um, yeah, it's great. It's great. Um, and then I'm scrolling through. We can't go to Tikal just yet, but we talked about how we are probably going to be going very soon. Erebus is going to see about talking to Ramiel about the gang war. If whether he knows anything through his father. Um, and then Say came to the last call. And now I'm scrolling through. She and a disguised Rotha beat up Ghost Gundwin for information. We learned that the most recent death threats were not specifically for Pyria, and were not specific to Ghost. And that, unfortunately, Ghost Gundwin was a red herring. So, yeah.
He still deserved to get told. So at least like it wasn't wasted effort. He still got told. It just
100%. He was still a
just
stalker.
he just wasn't
not-
responsible for the thing we thought we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing great. We're doing great. And so Corinne and Grimm are going to deliver the letter while Erebus and Eliana go to the Court of Miracles.
And I think it's early afternoon, is that correct?
Yeah, it's around lunchtime.
Yeah. Grim was gonna eat lunch.
That's right, they were. Not just drink alcohol.
Okay, so for our first round of visitations, sorry, weird noise. Erebus and Eliana go to the court.
Yep.
To meet with respective significant others. Grim and Corinne eat lunch.
I think, unless Corinne has anything on screen that you want to do at lunch, I think heading to deliver the letter.
Yeah, that checks out. Corinne's to-do list is very short.
Yeah. Okay.
Lunch is had, but I don't think it needs to be on screen.
You're right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So are you both delivering the letter?
Yes, Corinne is loaning Grim her Cloak of Elven Kind because she has concerns about their ability to sneak.
I can't imagine why. They will on-attune, on-attune from the Ring of Water walking to attune to the Cloak of Elven Kind. And hope they don't regret this later.
No flash floods for us.
We'll see.
Okay. So, does one person from each group want to roll initiative?
Sure.
Just a d20?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not logged into roll 20, but I can nonetheless roll a die.
10, right down the middle.
12.
Okay. So, in that case, we'll start with Erebus and Eliana.
Awesome. Okay, we have Say with us too because we're essentially walking her home.
Okay. You arrive to the Court of Miracles without incident. Say will walk with you to the apartments.
Awesome.
All right.
Before heading to her own.
See you later. Keep some ice on that.
I shall.
Okay, and then I guess we head to Uriel's apartment because that's where both Uriel and Romuel are staying currently.
Yeah.
If they're even there, who knows?
Yeah.
Might have to take a hike over to the Temple of Salute. That's fine.
They are in residence. As who's knocking?
I'll knock.
Yeah. Uriel answers the door, gives a nod to you both. Good afternoon. Why don't you come in? We're having lunch.
Sure, thank you.
Hello, yeah.
We'll head in.
Okay.
Head in, have a seat.
And you see lunch has been set up. It's very simple. Bread, some meat, some cheeses.
Excellent. Erebus will. Is there a chair next to Romuald?
Yeah.
Okay. Erebus will take a seat next to Romuald and say, "Hey, good to see you."
Good to see you as well.
She smiles.
Meanwhile, Eliana makes up her plate, has a seat. It's good to join you today.
You're lucky you caught us. We're just about to head back to work.
Yeah, I was actually thinking there was a decent chance you were going to be at work and not here, but I'm glad that you're here.
Uriel gives you a nod. Well, I can't let him go hungry.
No, and you can't let yourself go hungry either.
Well, that's a little bit easier to do, actually.
No, it's not.
He gives you a grin.
Erebus also serves herself and turns to Romuald. Is on her to-do list that can be discussed in front of all of the people. Basically nothing. Okay. So, she, I guess she says, are you heading back to the temple after this? I could walk with you.
I had planned on it. Yes. Would you like you'd like to walk with me?
Sure, that'd be great.
Of course. You see him. You see, like, he's still wearing his armor, like, he's still, like, in paladin mode. But he does grab a long coat and kind of shrug it on.
Okay, yeah. Erebus takes a little bit of lunch to go, says thank you to Uriel, and heads out with him.
Bye.
I'll see you back at the call later. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything.
Sounds good.
Ramiel gives a wave to the two and will walk with you. So something you want to talk about in private?
Well, mostly I wasn't sure how much you wanted me to say about, Valis in front of Uriel and Eliana.
Oh. Uriel's pretty read in. Teldori's learned early and regularly to not keep secrets from each other.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that seems very useful. So yeah, then I guess I'll just ask you, have you had any updates from him about anything to do with the gang wars?
No, that's what I was just discussing with Uriel, actually. I thought about
Okay.
perhaps taking an absence from the temple to do some more investigation.
Okay, you weren't gonna do that by yourself, were you?
My uncle would help me.
Jungle.
Jarl Axel.
Oh, okay, right. So have you, I guess, you said you weren't going to, try to pry anything out of him. Is he agreed to help you, or?
Yeah, he's always happy to help. I wasn't sure whether or not to stick my nose in his business, but there was a little bit of a flare-up last night, and as such, I am feeling more motivated to pry into his business.
What do you mean by a flare-up?
A gang fight?
One specifically related to whatever business Valis is in?
No, there were a couple from Brigandarth there, but it was primarily Zent and Zent and a couple of Kyrells. Not Kyrell family, but Kyrell gang.
Okay. There was a little bit of alarm on her face at a couple of Kyrells, and she relaxes a little bit at it's the gang, it's not
From
the
House
family.
Kyrell, I should say.
Right. Okay. So okay. Okay. Um I wish I had anything helpful. Erebus is not going to mention Abelie because she has not been given permission to do that outside the group. And um, if it wasn't someone so personally connected to Grimm, it wouldn't matter as much. But since it is, she's like, this is less my business to talk about. So we're just not going to mention that. And we don't have anything conclusive just yet. So instead, she says, I wish I had something more helpful. I was hoping that you did. We just came up with a um, less than helpful lead on one of the jobs that we were on, and it turned out to be a red herring. So,
It's difficult when that happens.
yeah. I'm sorry you didn't find out any other information, though. I know you've been hoping to.
I had, but I mean, even my uncle is never 100% sure about his whereabouts. But it's a good first
Right.
step.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, well, I mean, if you go to do any investigating yourself, just, let me know where you are and if I can help at all.
Of course. I plan on staying pretty much in the city.
Yeah, but I
Perhaps
mean, staying
Undermountain
pretty much
if
in the
it's called
city.
for Skullport occasionally.
Sure. More. I was just. I want to know you're okay. Because this whole thing has gotten worse than other years, apparently, and it would just make me feel better.
Of course. We have pens. I'll keep you updated.
Okay, great. Yes, we do have the pens. I just wanted to register that preference. Yeah.
You did not strike me as the person who prefers to live in the dark.
No.
I mean, at least figures.
I mean, not the literal dark. The literal dark is more or less okay, depending. The metaphorical dark, no.
But yes, I had planned on. My goddess is pretty relaxed about how she is served.
Uh-huh.
And while I would not be renouncing my oaths by any means, I can serve her in other ways, as I am driven.
Okay. I'm glad you have that flexibility. Sorry, I know next to nothing about how paladin business is usually conducted.
Well,
But
it varies depending on the order, and I mean, theoretically, anyone who wields a weapon in the service of a god or a goddess is considered a paladin. So you can get very broad with the term.
I suppose so. Well, I guess you don't get to be the head of the paladins at Baldur's Gate for no reason.
Honestly, I am happy I gave that up. Being in charge was not good. I didn't like it.
You gave it up? I thought you were only on pause while you were here.
I did some soul searching and I realized that I prefer to be on the road versus doing duty rosters.
Oh. Okay. So you gave them notice of some kind?
And I just stepped down from the role as being the head Moon Knight. I'm still a Moon Knight.
Sure. Okay. Are you still going to go back to the Baldur's Gate location at some point?
Perhaps. Probably at some point, but
Monologue token Erebus.
Thank you. Okay. So Erebus is immediately like, oh, that means he might be staying for longer, and that he might not be looking to go back immediately. That's great. That's awesome. And then the panic takes over and like, oh fuck, he's gonna be staying for longer, which means this is gonna be a thing. which I wanted it to be a thing, but also, why is my brain panicking? I hate this. This is a good thing. What is happening to me? And that's the gist of the monologue.
Delightful, thank you. I
You're
also
welcome.
see that did we have 2 last session?
Yes.
Does that mean I just took did I be up to 2 at the start of the session, or
You
did
know what?
we
Fuck
back
it. Why
to 1,
not?
2?
Let's go right. Let's do 2. Let's see how 2
Okay.
goes.
Yeah, we're still in visitations, baby.
Delightful.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so but I'm gonna roll a deception check just for funsies. I
Yeah, do
expect
that.
nothing, but we'll see. Um, Erebus's track record on deception checks is not spectacular. Okay. Come on, character sheet. Character sheet says, I'm gonna make you suffer. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's an 18!
Cool
Hey!
as a cucumber. Welcome to being the opposite of say.
Yay! We love that. We love say, but also we love being cool as a cucumber. So she manages to be happy end of neutral, and she's like, okay, great.
That doesn't mean I will be in the city when you return. Like I said, I am finding myself stuck at Temple, and while I appreciate it, it's not for me. I would prefer to be on the road.
Okay.
Or at least doing things.
Yeah,
So,
no, that makes sense to me. Yeah, she's a little bit crestfallen at not necessarily being here when she gets back, but also she doesn't know if she's going anywhere in the immediate future. So she's like, no, I understand that. Winter's always hard, for that reason. Because it tends to limit you doing things if you don't have the tools to go to places.
fair enough. Oh, I wanted to ask you something. I didn't want to assume it would be a foregone conclusion, but would you be interested in going to my grandmother's ball with me?
Oh, I would love to. When's that?
Let me look at the holidays again. Once again. Sorry, a little scatterbrained tonight.
No, you're good. All good.
Fuck. I have this bookmarked, and every single time I go to find it, it's not fucking there.
Oh no.
No.
All good.
Is that on the Grand Revel, the 14th of Altariak?
Okay, so a ways away. But yeah, that'll certainly give me enough time to find a good dress for it. Yeah, no, I'd be delighted. I'll still be here, probably.
Good. It will be uncomfortably stuffy, but I'm sure we can make our own fun.
Oh yeah. Parties, you get out of them what you bring to them, I've found.
And Tal'Dorei tend to be a bit extra when it comes to throwing parties, especially my grandmother.
Well, I don't mind that. Certainly can't be worse than the Chiral Ball, so.
We'll see. We will see.
Okay. That sounds fun. So then we're doing the thing, we're seeing how it goes.
I would assume so. Nothing has changed on my end.
Nothing's changed for me either. I just wanted to say it. There was not a whole lot of communication in my last relationship, so I'm trying to make sure doing the talking.
Fair enough. Yes, we are still doing the thing.
Okay, great. I love that for both of us, and cool. Glad we're on the same page. One more question for you, if you don't mind.
Of course.
You mentioned in one of your notes the Hall of Wind and Waves in the Temple of Selune. Is that a place people can just go if they want? Do you have to belong to the order to visit it?
No, you can just visit.
Okay, great. I just thought it might be fun for certain people I know, so I just wanted to check before I suggested it.
Of course, it's a quite striking illusion.
Yeah, it seems pretty powerful. I think that's pretty cool that it exists.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Sending a message to Sam. Alrighty. Of course, yes. It's quite a powerful illusion. I would be surprised if more. I'm surprised more people don't visit it. To be honest.
Well, I mean, if the name is any indication, it might be too much for some people, but I'm sure those people who do enjoy that kind of thing love it.
Would you be alright? Not. Okay, so this is not me asking your permission so much as me making sure that there are no relationship ending fights in the future.
Sure.
If I were to pursue figuring out what is going on with my father, and if that perhaps looks like me joining a thieves guild for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, as long as, you're forthcoming about it and not trying to keep anything from me, then I don't see why it's a problem. I mean, I know that it's not what I would do, mostly because I'm shit for lies. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So just keep me in the loop, okay?
I shall. Just wanted to
Okay.
double check with you.
Yeah, I just wish I knew more about this whole thing, and it is the whole thing around the gang war concerns me, and the fact that it's worse than usual this year, and that Valis might have something to do with it, and just the fact that you would need to go undercover to find things out. I know that you're capable of getting done what you need to get done. I don't know. It's not a problem with you specifically. I just hate this whole situation.
I'll do as well. Usually, my Valis is careful. I don't think he would be involved in the situation.
Sure.
But if he's gone to ground, that's concerning.
Right, and you need to know. No, I get it. Just like I said, let me know where you are and if I can help at all.
I will. It might require a trip to the Underdark, so
Let's see. Let me just take a look at our character sheet. Oh, I guess I decided against doing that. At one point I was considering having the Underdark be one of Erebus' favorite terrains.
Oh,
But
that would
I
be fun.
apparently did not do that. So, that's fine. All right, back into character. Yeah, I mean, I've been there. It was an experience. But it's a place people live. So,
I've only been once or twice.
not after, not often since he took you out of there. Then.
No.
Nope, that makes sense. Well, I'm not super familiar with it, but I might have some skills that could be useful. So if I'm available, I'd be glad to help. And even if you need help, just let me know.
I shall. Men
Okay.
tend to not do as well there, so it'll be interesting.
That's reassuring. She said, not at all reassured.
Jarlaxle will not risk his relationship with Valas to put me in too much danger.
Okay. Sounds good. Do what you gotta do.
Right, and we are here.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it and head back to the call. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. And he'll give you a kiss on your forehead.
Yeah, and she squeezes his hand. Come by the call later if you want. Could have dinner.
How tall is Ramiel? Ramiel is 6'1".
All right, the requisite height to do that because Erebus is 6 foot.
Yeah, he's just a little bit taller.
It's fine. No, if he's 6'1", he's a little taller than her.
Yeah, he's a little bit taller.
Okay, yeah, so that works. It's great. Yeah, she smiles and squeezes his hand and says, if you want to come by the call later, we could have dinner.
I'll see what I can do. I'm on guard duty most of the evening.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah. So if you do end up, we'll do a rain check, and do it another time.
And he'll give you a squeeze and head into the temple.
Okay, and Erebus is going to head back to the call.
Okay, I have to take a quick break. Vax is absolutely destroying something in the kitchen and it is distracting the shit out of me. So
Okay, take care of it.
and Sam
Yeah.
is not answering his messages, which is also like, God damn it, someone take care of the thing that he is destroying. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Delightful. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
I'm going
gonna
to
get
a
real quick.
beverage. Yep.
Hooray!
Go team!
Break.
when did Erebus and Ramiel have the original discussion about are we doing this? Was that yesterday or was that more days ago than that?
Oh gosh. So the initial sussing out of interest was back on Nightal 14, when they were
Oh, a whole week
writing
or
up for
two.
yeah, like maybe the 13th. Might have been the 13th. They were writing to the Fields of the Dead.
That's right.
So, and then there was a whole
Oh, before he died.
Before he died. So then there was a whole he died,
Grim
and then
doesn't
there was a
know.
whole and then there was a whole High Forest, and now we're actually doing the thing.
But not doing the thing.
No, not yet.
Just some things.
Just
but you're also like they're those like you can do whatever things and not do whatever things you want. These are all valid options.
Yeah.
But also,
Erebus
it's funny.
Still trying to figure out to where and how to like. So I'm Demi, which affects when and how I want to do certain things. How feel about that? Hasn't figured out how she's going to have that conversation yet. So we'll see.
That's what happens when you don't talk with anyone.
That's true. What a good. He did say consent was very important to him, so she's not super concerned about it, but these are also a bunch of things that
He's
she's
a good
never had
lad.
to explain out loud before. So, yeah. Anyway, I love him. I'm rooting for them. Erebus is in the middle of an existential crisis. It's fine.
What could be finer?
I like that we don't know we've only known Erebus so as long as we've known Erebus, and so I genuinely don't know if she's like ever not in the middle of an existential crisis, or like is that our fault, or is this just her baseline state? I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah. Not really. But usually she doesn't have to look the existential crisis in the face. So there's
She
that.
is around
That's a
people
mood.
now.
Sorry, what?
She is around people now, as
It's
opposed
true.
to when she was
Before.
around Bianca, who probably didn't ask too many questions.
Nope, because Bianca didn't know how to speak in Draconic yet.
At
Yep.
the time, but
Yeah.
now there's no escape.
There's no escape. The existential crisis is here.
Wait till Bianca figures out why.
That'll be
Alexa
fun.
played the opening track from Hades, which is called No Escape.
Amazing. Incredible. I love this for us all.
Alright, so I am back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Mischievous
Great
puppy
success.
is out of the trash. Trash is
Perfect.
picked up. So, like, just on top of all the, like, normal, like, there's no chicken in the grocery store. There was also, like, there's no trash pickup because we were on lockdown.
So you have extra trash that the dogs are, like, excited about.
Well, it's just that, like, we're slower to take out the trash because there's no place to put the trash.
Right.
Like, it's just 8 million tiny logistical things. And also, on top of that, I sprained my ankle last week.
Oh, no.
So,
That's
like,
painful.
on top of it, I'm just, like, hobbling everywhere going, God damn it.
Oh, no.
It's
So then, of course, now is when the dogs are like, ooh, my playground.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I'm like,
Oh, creatures.
God damn it. Please stop.
May this week be calmer.
Better. Yes.
Calmer
Mhm.
sounds great. I'm looking forward to going to work tomorrow.
Hooray.
If 2 tote bags worth of, like, nesting happening.
That sounds so soothing.
Alright, so let's pick up with Eliana. You and Uriel are left as Romuel and Erebus head to just go for a walk and walk Romuel back to work.
All right, well, it's good to have the chance to have lunch with you.
You as well. I'm feeling my talk with Romuel isn't going well.
Your talk with him?
Not to, walk away from the Holy Order and join a bunch of, join a drow gang.
Oh. He must have some reason for wanting to do that.
He's very confident in his ability to lie.
Seeing as I don't know him very well, is that confidence well placed?
Well, unfortunately, yes. Because, well, paladins are naturally very charismatic. It's a thing.
All right. Well, I wish him luck if he wants to do that, but I can't say that I'm not concerned. Even if he is good at lying, there are a good number of people in gangs who are good at telling when people are lying.
It's a whole thing. Anyway, how are you doing?
All right. We are continuing to try to get to the bottom of what's going on with these gang wars and with blood season being bloodier than usual. It seems like it's all pretty complicated, and I was actually one of the reasons I was coming down here was because I'd heard about more poisonings, and I wanted to ask if you all needed more antidote.
Well, thankfully we're pretty well stocked. Eliza is back on her feet and her hands are working well, and she's been keeping us well into antidotes, thankfully.
Very good.
Once we
Not
were
that it's needed, but that you are well stocked.
once we were able to figure out what was causing the poisonings, we were able to then, you know, find an antidote. It's just reacting versus acting can be difficult.
Yes, definitely. That if it continues to be the same poison versus whether it's a different one.
I haven't switched it up yet, knock on wood.
Aliana looks around for some wood to knock on.
It's butcher block cabinets, yes, that is wood.
Finds a table, finds a cabinet, knocks appropriately.
So what are you all up to then?
So, doing some investigation this morning. I think that we are going to be going to Tikal soon.
Oh,
I am not sure exactly when, but I think a few of our missions are leading us there. And I know we also have, I don't know how that affects our vacation plans there.
well, finish your work. Write to me with the pen, and then I'll bother Bones about getting transport to Tikal.
I would like that very much.
He kind of reaches over and gives your hand a squeeze.
She squeezes his hand back.
Once you finish your work, of course.
Once I finish.
In the
It's not-
meantime, wear bug spray. Don't go into the jungle without a guide. Don't go into the jungle without a guide. Please.
We'll find a guide if we need to go to the jungle.
Bones will have recommendations out the ears, I'm sure. But the jungle is actively trying to eat people
Ah,
and things. The jungle consumes. That's just what the jungle does. There's a lot of folklore about how literal that is, but just don't go into the jungle without a guide, please.
I would not like to be eaten by a jungle, literally or metaphorically, or in any way.
Perfect. I know that the Grim is not fond of strangers, but dear God, one stranger worth having.
If the stranger is recommended by Bones, then perhaps that will alleviate some of their worries.
Hopefully. And have a lovely time. Drink Tej.
I will.
Write
All
to,
right.
write to me when you're done working, and I'll come.
I will. I'll write to you before I'm done working, too.
That too.
How are you doing?
I'm alright. A couple of bad fights yesterday, but it is what it is.
She takes a look at him. Does she see any bruises, scars,
No,
etc.?
he's definitely talking about, yeah, once over, and he's definitely talking about he took care of a couple of bad fights, or the aftermath of a couple of bad fights.
Well, blood season. Continuing to blood season, I suppose.
Mm. It'll get worse before it gets better.
I think it will. Well, we're doing what we can to try to get to the bottom of whatever is making this worse.
That is certainly appreciated. If we could
Of
go back to
course.
normal levels, I would like it very much.
Yes. She's smiling. That the smile, it doesn't quite match up with what she's saying.
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm just happy about sitting here and having a chance to chat with you.
I'm happy about it as well.
Monologue token, Eliana.
Why am I smiling like a fool while I'm talking about blood season and people who are in the infirmary and gang wars, and I don't want to go to call. I mean, I do, but it's getting harder to leave. He wasn't there where I left him when we came back the last time. Not that he's not he's not a he's not a toy. He doesn't stay on a bench when you're not playing like a doll does, but he was in danger. He'll be fine. It's not going to happen again. That was a very specific situation. Going to be all right. And all right. And when we're all done, he and I will get a little bit of time on a beach together. I'm not going to go swimming, though. And she ends the monologue, and I can't remember whether it was my turn for dialogue yet.
And unfortunately, I have work to get back to.
Yeah. And I'll be getting back above ground as well. She gets up and goes to give him a hug.
Yep, he hugs back strongly.
Yeah. I'll miss you.
I'll miss you as well.
He kisses his cheek and takes her leave.
Okay. Grim and Corinne. Going to go deliver a letter.
Yeah, so there's definitely some fussing with the cloak as Grim is putting it on and like get it like the hood up. No, it's gonna a little bit over that. Can you still see?
Is she like? Does she have it like down, like pulled way down over their eyes?
Not like way down, just like over their forehead a little bit.
It's not blocking my. You are aware that I have an eye patch on, yeah?
Yes. And can you see like you normally would be able to see?
Yes. Yes, it is. Am I going to be allowed to deliver the letter? It's occurred to me that if this is so that I can sneak better, then I appreciate that very much. It's just occurring to me that it will be hard to be unseen and also handing a letter to a person who would need to know that the letter was there. Or are
Can you
you
not
going
just-
to be doing that?
Is it not just a drop slot or a drop box or a mail?
I assumed it was meant deliver to a person. I think I may have assumed that because I received it from potentially a criminal mastermind. Do we think that's the case? I mean, a very old friend who is acting in very strange and suspicious ways and seems to have accumulated a great deal of power, inexplicably. Perhaps not a criminal mastermind, but something. So I had assumed that it should not be just dropped off, however innocuous, especially if we had hoped to. Did we hope to gain information from doing this? It's been a very long day.
Grim, is there a name on the envelope?
DM, was there a name on the envelope? I think it was just an address, right?
That's my memory, and that's
Yep.
what Corinne is leaning. Like, that's what she's pushing towards. Like,
Yeah, just an address.
Okay. They like take the letter out of the haversack. Like they take out the book that they put it in so it doesn't get crumpled and open it up. Not that I can see, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Do you have any lemon juice?
we're not. No, Grim. There's no name on it.
Probably lemon juice in the.
There's no
kitchen.
name on it. Grim, if she intended you to hand it to a literal person, would she not have told you, here is the person, the physical description, even if you did not actually get a name?
I don't know. The only name she said was mine, and she said it many times. It was very uncomfortable.
This was a friend of yours?
I've told you about her.
I
Friend
know.
Isn't quite the word. She was a caretaker.
Your memory and your stories about her are much more charitable than what the last 12 hours has revealed.
I know, that's why I'm very upset.
Right.
And they just kind of stare at her from behind their eye patch and bangs beneath the low front of the hood.
Yeah. Right. So she did not give you a description. She did not give you a name. There is no name on the envelope. Therefore, it is a reasonable assumption to make that there is no particular person that needs to be entrusted with this letter. And so, what that means is we can drop it in their mailbox and depart.
All right.
Because that is how the mail is delivered.
It's really not, though, usually. Or maybe it is. Not among us. Maybe it is for you, who has couriers.
So
We don't do mail. We just, and if we did every once in a while, it would be dropped in the common mail, and then eventually it would get there, maybe, after several weeks, or maybe not ever.
So this is a business that has an actual address that is known to the postal service. So it will receive mail as the postal service would deliver mail. And so they will be expecting mail to happen as if the postal service was delivering it.
I believe you.
Monologue token, Corinne.
Oh man. It is taking all of my self-control not to just take this envelope from them directly and make this delivery myself. I would have been back by now. I'm going to murder this woman if I ever set eyes on her. That's it. That's the monologue.
And meanwhile, Grimm's is, if she would just take this envelope from me directly, then we would be done by now, but I don't have to keep talking about this. But they will pull the cloak a little bit closer around them. Over there. Oh gosh. Over their new winter coat, which probably doesn't close over the breastplate, because they would not have bought it with the breastplate in mind. So it's draped over their shoulders because they do have the breastplate on. All right, shall we?
Please.
Dying.
Seaward, I think.
Okay. It is a normal afternoon in the Sea Ward. It is bustling. People are moving to and fro. People are bundled up in cloaks and heavy coats because it's fucking cold out. It's starting to get that it's cold every day now, and to the point where you're Tikal sounds real good.
I think Grim will walk. Grim would like to try. No, they're leaving their. Nope, they're Grim. That was a journey that I just went out of my head. Grim would like to try to stealth for the first block or two away from the call. Would like to try to, if anyone is watching them, would like to try to emerge from the call unseen, go out a back door.
Okay. Heading out a back
Corinne humors them and follows.
I just want to see what this roll is. Well, wait, the superiority die would not kick in, so that's an 11.
Oh, buddy.
They are wearing the Cloak of Elvenkind, that's why they get to roll with advantage. And then we'll walk normally for most, but then we'll try to be sneaky again for the last block or two up to the mail slot.
Okay.
Assuming there is a mail slot. 21!
Nice. People are not paying a lot of attention to you. There is it's not a mail slot in the door, it's a mailbox. That's attached to the building. You approach it.
And the build is this place open now?
Yeah, it's open.
And are they if they wanted to peek inside? They do not want to go inside currently,
there's
but they would
high
get
windows.
inside.
This is mercantile,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's not like a
storefront.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they will go up to the mailbox, look around. Are they being followed?
I mean,
Roll a
by
perception.
Corinne.
Roll a perception check.
Who knows if they'll even know that? 16.
Corinne is following you.
They'll wave at Corinne and then they will put the letter in the mailbox.
She just kind of like puts like head in her hands for a moment of just. This is big, like baby's first little league game energy. Like the kid just like stops running to first base to wave at their parents.
It really is. God.
Only in spirit. I think they like put it in the mailbox and like take their hands off the mailbox as quickly as they can, just in case it bites them or shocks them or something. They don't know. And then we'll attempt to sneak away
Okay.
back to Corinne. "22."
Corinne, for a split second, you lose sight of them. And then they reappear right next to you.
There is genuine panic for a hot second because if she's not watching them, who is? What hot stove are they
What's wrong?
touching?
Are you all right?
Oh God!
Something happened.
No, it's fine. Go. And like just starts like pushing them in the direction of the call.
They will let themselves be pushed. Did I do all right? I was trying to be sneaky.
I was very proud of you. You did very well.
I need to insight check whether she's really proud of them. 26.
Oh my God! Like. She's proud that they accomplished the task that they set out to do. Is she specifically proud that they opened a mailbox and put a letter in it? Less impressed. But they did it, and they were subtle about it, and she is proud of them for that.
Would you like a piggyback ride, or does that defeat the purpose of having the cloak on?
Very much the latter.
Because if I carry you, then I think I don't have to do Say's drills, because that counts as exercise. I think. I decided this. I did not ask Say.
So, is it going to be worse for you when you have to do Say's drills and carry me back to the call?
Yes. And they just keep walking. Although they like glance at her a couple of times to see if she wants to piggyback.
She continues to steadfastly deny.
We return to the call.
Yep.
I think they do ask as they approach. Do you want to go? Should we go report into Avali now, or were we going to collect the others first? Or wait, what happens first?
I should like everyone there. If there's permission for all of us to meet with Avali, I very much would like for all of us to be there. Because if she came with numbers for you the first time, who's to say that she's not going to come back with more numbers? And so the more numbers we can have in our favor, I would very much prefer that.
They're gonna hold up 3 fingers.
She holds up 3 matching fingers and touches them to theirs.
One is... That's what I was hoping you would say. Thank you very much. 2 is... Would you help me write a letter then? Now, while we're waiting for the others to return.
Of course.
And 3 is, am I keeping this cloak? Are you going to make me wear this cloak when we go to see her again later, or tomorrow, or after the call, or whenever that happens? Or are you taking your cloak back now?
Clearly this idea had not crossed her mind. Like the expression is one of like, oh, that is actually not a bad idea. So she kind of, it's just like, yes. Until we've met with her again, you're keeping that. And then I will take it back when we go to call.
They nod. There's like a visible flash of their bad idea expression before they write it down. And then they will tap their 3 fingers against hers and continue on to the call.
She kind of just like gives them a look, that look of like, you're planning something. Not sure if I like it. That I'm sure they've seen many times.
Yes, they have. They know this look well. Yeah, and they would like her to help them write a letter to the aliens, but that doesn't have to be on screen, unless anything interrupts that would interrupt it, or she has anything to say.
She's good. Her errands are done. She is now just like counting down the time. It's countdown to call at this point.
Delightful. What a good errand.
Incredible errand.
All right. Next round of visitations. Does everyone want to kind of pick what they'd like to do?
Sure. Aliana would like to visit Bones.
Okay.
And Erebus is going to visit Ava.
I think Grandma's is just gonna chill for a bit. Their stuff would hinge on the party going home, and the party, like, I don't think they're gonna go ask Bones their thing until they're ready to head out.
Okay.
So I think they're all set until folks come home. They're just writing a letter upstairs. Which it occurs to me that we have to put in a mailbox at some point. But that's a problem for future them.
Well, now they know where it is.
Yeah. One thing at a time. Write it first, then figure out where to put it.
Okay, so we'll pick up, why don't you both roll me d20s and see what happens?
That is another 12.
And I got a 13.
Okay. So, visiting Ava first.
Okay. Yeah, Erebus is not anticipating this to be a long conversation, so she's just going to go do it before she heads home, because she needs a hot second to chill out and calm her emotions before she heads back.
Okay. Yeah, Ava's easy to find. She keeps office hours.
Yeah. So Erebus will just pop in, say hello. How's it going?
It is going fine. Were you looking for something specific?
No, I just had a question for you. About Sable, the dragon that I adopted from you not that long ago, a week ago. Did you know that there is such a thing as a dragon spirit?
I have heard rumors of them.
Okay. We talked to a 400-year-old wizard in the High Forest who said that Sable was one,
Oh,
which could explain a few things.
they're pretty rare, but makes sense.
Yeah. So do you know anything about specifically about what that entails, or like, I guess, is there anything that I should know? He's great, by the way. I love him. He's wonderful. But I just wanted to know if you knew anything that I ought to know.
Nothing specific. Just means he'll learn faster and grow faster. And that he
Okay.
will change forms at his whim.
Okay. All right. That is good confirmation of what I sort of suspected. He's been learning a lot, and um he changes forms very easily now, and he's a good learner.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Okay, that was all. Tell Macklin I said hi.
Uh,
I'll be back to report to him more officially later. You know.
Of course, I'll pass along your affection.
Okay, thanks, Ava. Have a good day.
Have a good one. You sure you don't need anything?
Um No, I don't think so. Since I'm here, I'm trying to think of something that I might need.
I have a new pack, mostly hallucinogens at the moment.
Erebus tries to think of a reason she would need hallucinogen.
Some sleep aids as well.
Oh, I don't sleep. But you know what? Sure, I'll pick up some sleep aids because someone I know might need them.
She puts a vial on the counter.
Okay, thank you.
1 drop for a little help, 2 drops for a lot of help, 3 drops if you want to kill them.
Okay, one drop, a little help, 2 drops, substantial help, 3 drops, death. Got it. Okay. Good to know. How much do I owe you?
Take it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, just let me know if I can do anything for you.
I will.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And she pockets the file. And heads back to the call.
Okay. And Eliana, you're visiting Bones.
I am.
Okay. Head to the tower. Waved in. People recognize you.
Cool.
You find Bones not in the loft, but taking a nap in a particularly nice windowsill on the stairway.
I love that for her. Just that's such a good cat move. I sit on the stairway and do not wake her up immediately.
You're gonna be there for a minute. She's fucking out.
I've got time. I find a book. It's the book that Bones wrote, the mystery novel.
Yeah, after about 15 to 20 minutes, she lifts her head and kind of yawns and stretches and looks at you. Not who I expected. Okay.
Who did you expect?
Usually Reg is the one who plops down next to me.
I thought it would be impolite to wake you up, since, after all,
Alina,
you
she's feeling
stuck on me.
cheeky. can I help you with something? And she's like rubbing her eyes and like blinking away sleep.
Please, yes. Well, part of what I'm saying might be of some interest to you. You study the Feywild.
Extensively. I'm actually considered nobility there. It's a long story. What's up?
So you're not the first person I know who's nobility there then. I was there over the winter solstice, and I thought you might take some interest in that.
It's definitely interesting. Did you run into anyone specific?
There was, there was a tree, um, who, I told a story to the tree, and it gave me a bracelet that allows me to bring people and myself to a place that I've been it works every 3 days. And then a hunt arrived. Um,
Fuck's sake.
and
A hunt or the hunt?
I feel like it was probably the hunt.
Shit. Well, but you're okay.
I'm okay. I was rescued because it turns out there is a fairy queen who volunteers at the Court of Miracles, and she was willing to do enough of a favor to rescue Erebus and me from what we had gotten ourselves into.
A fairy queen that volunteers at the Court of Miracles. That's interesting. Did she mention which court?
Callistra, Morgana, didn't mention which court.
Mm, might be summer.
DeSanthos.
So, oh, right, that. Oh, okay, that's fun.
How much trouble are we in?
Well, not trouble. They're a weird match. So the husband, Versago, is was a warlord. It's a really, really romantic story. He was a warlord for one of the winter courts, and she was not no slouch herself. Also on the battlefield, in the head of a she's a knight. She was a knight. Knight for springtime, and they war on their borders as they do. And they'd war, and then in the evening, both of them got kind of they slipped away to the mortal realms and found each other and fell in love, and it's all very romantic. And then they met each other on the battlefield and nearly killed each other, and then they realized, and it was very dramatic.
How romantic indeed.
So I think you're fine. Probably.
Very good. We do owe a favor to find a child who is a descendant of the Fae, and that
It's not
is
surprising. They have so many children. They have more children, and I say that as someone whose patron is a bunny. So many children. Those two.
your patron is a bunny.
And maybe we don't say that too loud. Anyway, what?
Very well. Anyway, that's going to take us to Takal.
Okay. That explains some of what Grim was asking me earlier. Was it Grim? I'm so tired these days. Okay. Right. Yes, you guys have use of a the Hall of Transportation whenever you'd like, of course.
Thank you.
Um,
Are
recommend.
there any? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are there any jungle guides who you would recommend?
Normally, I'd go with you and just take you myself, but that's not really an option right now. Um, Shago is really good. Shago is my right hand man. Shago might be in New Haven at the moment, actually. Um, River's great, but might be complicated with Erebus dating. No, other way around. River is dating Erebus's sibling, so that might be complicated. Um,
Hmm.
but truly, any of the Darkmoon Rangers will be happy. Would are their time is purchasable, and they are knowledgeable about what they're doing. Red Clay
Oh,
Clan as well. Uh, they're fun. They're a fun crowd. Um, and don't trust the kobolds. Kobolds are terrible jungle guides. Do not trust them. Have fun with
uh,
them, by all means. Have fun with them, but don't trust kobolds.
good to know. Yeah. So we have somebody to track down. We have a gate that is located there, and that I will need to check the dossier to see if we have instructions on how to close that particular one. Oh, has anybody updated you that we have found some information about how to ensure that these gates of the 12 cannot be used?
No, I hadn't gotten that update yet, but that's good to know. That'll solve some
Yes.
problems.
Yes, definitely. And because I know that there is a gate there to Morrigan, that maybe we have directions on how to close that one. Um, it was actually Sheridan and Ketsia who were able to give us some help.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'd be very curious to interview them. Planning on turning the research that I did for you all into a book, or at least a paper, eventually. Not while it's still relevant history.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll make a very good paper for when we're not actively using it, but also anything else that you learn. I'll of course be interested to hear. We all will.
I put most of everything I could find in the dossier, but like if you guys could do a little bit of marking up and introduce any notes that you find out. More the
Oh yes.
history parts than the gates parts. We don't need to encourage people in that direction.
No, we don't. But we do have some additional notes from Kezia. And also his opinions about the rest of the 12, though I've noticed that has to do mostly with whether they liked his cooking.
Hmm, that's an interesting character note, at least.
Yeah, I had I had no idea how motivated he was by food.
That's not surprising. Wizards are either not at all food motivated or highly food motivated.
Hmm. That's I'm thinking back on the wizards who I've known, and I think that's true. Which one's Reg?
Not food motivated. Um,
Yeah,
there's a reason we have people around us to remind us to, eat. We can
I
get a
don't,
bit stuck into a project.
I don't think I've ever seen him eat.
He does. He's less picky than I am.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Right. Well, thank you.
Of
I am
course.
enjoying the book.
Good to hear. I'm sure I'll have another one out soon. Ish. Timetables are a bit fuzzy at the moment.
Excellent.
Well, anything else I can help you with? Are you all ready to go, or?
We haven't packed yet, but it will be nice to um, put away the winter clothing for a little while.
I'm sure.
I'm
Well,
not used to this. I'm really not.
use of the hall. Just let me know, and I can activate the portals.
All right, thank you. And hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Well, thank you.
And Eliana will depart.
Heading back to the call.
Yep.
Okay. So eventually, everyone makes their way back to the call.
Huzzah.
And Grim is a little itchy about all of this, so I think would have left Bosun watching like downstairs to come get them, even if they weren't done writing the letter. But let's say that they are done, so that they're not in a super dramatic headspace at the point that everybody returns. Maybe we're drinking wine. Corinne, are we drinking wine?
We're always drinking wine.
Are we not allowed to drink wine? Excellent. Corinne's drinking wine. Grim has a bowl of strawberries that they are, and a little bowl of ice cream with chocolate ice cream with some strawberries that they've poured some Amcathrazar over.
Delicious.
Corinne is trying
That's
really,
delicious.
really hard not to be judgmental of this combination.
Are you sure you don't want to bite?
I'm quite content, thank you.
There's only 7 strawberries left.
I know.
So you'll
and
have to
they're-
speak soon if you would like one of them.
I know, and I respect that, and they're covered in chocolate ice cream, so I shall pass.
Who walks in first? Was it Erebus first?
Yeah, it'd be Erebus first.
Yeah, her mission to Ava didn't take very long.
Erebus, how many dragons have you brought?
None. Just the 2 that I had before, who were here the whole time, so no one additional came. And obviously I would bring you a box of pastries if I was bringing a new dragon home, as we agreed, but I will also bring you boxes of pastries for other things, and I don't have any plans to bring in a new dragon at this time. Does that cover everything?
I believe so, thank you. They will
You're
pop another
welcome.
strawberry into their mouth, pick up a piece of chalk and hand it to Bosun, who will go and fly across the room to add a tally mark to it has been a blank days since the last new dragon arrival. Sign that is now behind the bar. Like at an angle behind, like in the corner, sort of facing the stairs, not facing out to the main tavern space. So you have to actually look for it to see it. And Bosun will add a tally mark in return.
What? Why?
Oh, that
You
is
know
new.
why?
Erebus is just shuts her eyes for a second and stands there. And is like, you know what? Sure, that thing's gonna get a lot of tally marks before it has to be erased. So knock yourself out.
We'll see.
It does keep Bosun occupied.
He
That's
rings his
true.
bell.
He also has his bell.
He's having a very good day. I'm glad someone is. Are you going out again, or are you done now?
No, I'm done for today, I think. Romuald doesn't have any information that we don't, for what it's worth.
I think they're just going to point at the other chairs at the table, like kick it back just a little bit away from the table, and then point at it.
Yeah, she'll sit down. What are you eating?
Would you like a strawberry?
Love a strawberry.
They will.
She takes a fork and
Yeah. push the dish a little bit
Grab
towards
one.
you.
Yep. Spears a strawberry, eats it. Chocolate and a little bit of tartness. Is that wine?
It's Czar. Corinne, like, wrinkles her nose a little bit.
Well, it's very good. Good
I'm
choice.
I'm sure you think it is.
It is Czar that from the Mcatha orchard that she likes very much when I have not desecrated it.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Erebus was this close to saying other people can have different opinions, and does not say it.
They would have said vineyard, not orchard, because they do know where wine comes from. Now there's only 6 strawberry left. Are you sure you don't want one?
I am quite certain, thank you.
They pop a strawberry in their mouth. And they'll look up as Eliana walks through the door. Question mark.
Hello.
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 Eliana goes over and sits with everybody. Oh, is that?
Would you like a strawberry?
Yes, I would.
They're from Karis, I assume. I got them from Glendra, but they will push the dish towards Eliana.
Eliana tries a strawberry. Oh, that's good.
They give Kevin a meaningful look again.
As I said, I'm sure that you think so.
Yeah, I do.
Corinne kind of just like gestures at Eliana and looks back at Grim.
Grim puts another strawberry in their mouth, and like around it, like swirls it away in their cheek so they can speak clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes it any better, but that's what they're doing.
They're
So,
chipmunking.
Are we going to speak with Avali, or are we going to Takal?
You tell us, I suppose.
They like open their mouth and close their mouth and look at the strawberry and like start to chew their strawberry and give Corinne a different meaningful look.
Would you like one of us to answer that question?
I'm told it's not entirely my decision.
All right, so this Avali nonsense is getting out of hand. There's a full-on gang war that's been escalating, presumably because of her machinations. Blood season is not normally this bloody for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose it's not going to get better if we leave. So we should probably go to talk to her.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I almost wish we could outsource to call for now, but I know that we can't. Just differing priorities.
Well,
And this
hopefully
seems like
we
the
can
highest
just
one.
deal with the Avali situation and get that addressed.
When you say deal with the Avali situation, they say having swallowed the strawberry. Do you have a particular solution in mind?
I do, but I don't think you're going to like it all that much.
I was afraid of that, they say, sort of with the expression of not being entirely sure what the alternatives are, but also physically not liking it very much. They put another strawberry in the mouth. Start with
Why don't we meet with her and see if we can suss out anything and plan from there?
We can do that.
Do any of the other gangs know for certain that she's machinating behind the scenes? I know we've had some conversations that have indicated that she's on the outs with both the Zents and the Xanathar. And both of them have said, or the Zents at least have said, wouldn't be caught near her if I were you.
All Matilda gave us was her last known address. And she didn't seem terribly forthcoming. But I haven't heard her name from anyone besides Kane Cairo.
Well, that's how you know that she's being successful. Ideally, if you're working behind the scenes and pulling strings to make a bid for power, no one knows that it's you behind the scenes. So if we're able to be more transparent with the other gangs of interest in the area, that includes the Kyrels, that includes the Zents, the Xanathar, Brigand Earth, whoever else there is, if they are on the lookout and they know that someone is actively trying to undermine them, there's a very good potential that they may be more careful with their interactions with other gang members.
Or they might just go after her.
That's also a possibility.
I still would like that. She was very important. I don't know how she's gotten to where she is now, but she came from the same places that I did, so if we can resolve things without dropping her name, that would be my preference. We have not said we know what you are doing. So I suppose perhaps we start with a direct conversation with her and see where that gets us, yeah?
And if it turns violent? I will put her down if I have to, Grim. If it is between you or her, I will not blink.
They're just going to look at her for a moment and then I think stab a strawberry with their fork and hold it out to her. I know. I trust you. If it comes down to that.
But I do promise it will not be the first thing I do.
Just pop the strawberry into their mouth and they have not taken their eyes off of her. They just nod. And sort of the expression is like they are unhappy with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
They're not upset with they are not sort of they are watching carefully. They're not upset with her. They're not disagreeing with anything she's saying. Yeah. They chew their strawberry.
So did she give us any sort of leads in terms of where we can find her, or did she do that enigmatic, oh, I'll find you bullshit?
She started there. And then when I was even more uncomfortable with that than I was with all of the everything else, she said I could return to where I found her. So that is a concrete location.
Well, we're doing one last errand before dinner.
I'm gonna glance at Eliana and Erebus.
Eliana's nodding.
Yeah, why not? Finish out the day strong.
And then we go to Takal.
Yeah.
Maybe after we sleep. Maybe before we sleep. We'll see. I suppose it depends on whether we have to flee the city.
Depends on how it goes.
I hope it doesn't come to that. Okay.
I'm going to eat this last strawberry in case it's not here when we get back. And they do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go collect my still unchanged number of dragons, and we can get going.
All right.
All right.
And Erebus goes upstairs. And returns a few minutes later with Sable in tabaxi form and Bianca on her shoulder.
Griff has scraped the bowl clean of, like they have extracted as much ice cream and, like, picked it up to, like, drink, like, tip the port, drink the czar.
Excellent.
And I think is leaning just a little bit into Kern's shoulder. Unless she's departed, in which case they're not.
She has not. She's still sitting there.
They will ask Eliana, how has your day been so far? Before the going to meet someone who perhaps has gained remarkable amounts of power through unusual circumstances?
Wait, who was that question for?
Eliana.
Okay. Oh, it's been a good enough day, I suppose. I checked in with Macklin. I checked in with Uriel. I talked to Bones to get some advice about to call. So, yes, it's been a perfectly good and decent day. Oh, do you have the dossier, or does somebody else have it now?
They got it from her at the during that side chat. No one has asked them for it since, so they'll point to their haversack.
Right, I think I've got a few minutes to pick through and see if we have directions for, as long as we're into call, about sealing Morrigan's gate. Heather, do we have directions for that?
Let's see. Sorry about the wait.
No
No
worries.
problem.
Okay, so looks like it is going to be in the ruins of an ancient elven city.
Ooh.
You will need 3 items from the ruins themselves in order to close the gate. It is a dragon scale, a moonstone, and a piece of elven jewelry.
Appropriate.
Is that like a specific piece of velvet jewelry or just any piece of...
It is a
Ancient.
specific. Ketsia was unsure in his notes as to what it was. He had thoughts that it might be a bracelet.
Delightful.
But we will find it in the ruins, hypothetically.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Well, that is appropriate to her ancestry, Eliana says as she reads, and she hands the dossier back to Grim. Well, this is another thing that we can accomplish in Takal. Curran will be happy.
I do like checking things off the list.
Eliana realizes Curran is there. Oh, yes. You will be happy.
And there's Eliana and 2 dragons. Shall we go check this? I was going to say first thing, really second thing, third. I've lost track today. Shall we? They're already standing.
Yeah.
Corinne will slide out after them.
And the portal to Tikal is open in Bones' tower for when we're ready to use it.
Someone remind me that I will have a question for her before we go. But not yet. Before we go. One thing at a time. Several things at a time, but this one first.
Yeah, this one first. Aliana pats Grim on the shoulder.
They will nod and sling the haversack over their shoulder and head for the pull the hood down, hood up over their forehead again, and head for the door.
Okay. Heading back to the alley?
Indeed.
Okay.
And I think we're ready for a break before we go there.
Yeah, let's take a
Yes.
I have no idea whether we're gonna have another creepy conversation or
It's
a big
fine.
murder fight or who knows what,
Everything's
something else.
fine.
Maybe both. We'll find out. I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
pastry first.
I am so curious.
Pastry.
Alrighty, I am also back.
Huzzah! Welcome back.
All right.
Hooray.
Okay, so you all are heading to the alley?
I
We
think so.
are indeed.
Yeah.
Yep,
sure it's time.
Alley for all.
Yay! Let's get recruited into an MLM.
Oh, you guys are already on the page. Okay.
I had not
Surprise!
even noticed that. That's fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Grim keeps alternating between sneaking, trying to sneak because they're wearing the cloak, and they feel like they should be using it if they're wearing it, and not sneaking because they're going to to take their crew to meet their friend ? And that probably only works if their friend ? Knows that they're there. 11. So it really doesn't matter either way. Everybody knows they're there.
So you all are aware that you're following Grim and that a Grim is occasionally trying to sneak away from you all?
It's not personal.
It's not personal, but it's still like I don't know. Concerning.
Just don't understand why I'm wearing the cloak. I'm very grateful, to be very clear. I am very grateful. If I'm wearing the cloak, I feel like I should be using the cloak.
It's a cloak, Grim. It works perfectly fine as a plain old cloak. It's just if you need to be less visible, then you can use it for that purpose.
How will I know if I need to be less visible?
I was going to ask, do you want to be seen? And then I remembered that you. If you feel like you're at risk.
That makes more sense. And they will stop trying to sneak and walk as normally as they can under their circumstances. Which is probably still with like a very slight unevenness, just because they have been doing a lot of physical exercise.
Mhm.
Oh no. They still haven't gotten to drills today.
Yeah, they will go to the alley.
Okay.
I would like to be keeping an eye out for signs that we're being followed or watched or observed.
Sure.
Same.
I would also especially like to be turning my gaze to the rooftops for those purposes.
Perception checks all around.
Okay.
26.
26.
21.
28.
Wow!
We are
Wow.
not fucking around.
As you all approach the alley, you don't see that anyone's following you. As you approach the alley and go into the alley, though, you do see that there are 4 visible people and 2 archers on rooftops.
Oh no. Oh, I hate that.
4 visible people in the alley, and then 2 additional archers? Or
Mhm. Yep.
okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna put my token down just for my own awareness.
Yeah, we're in the south end of the alley, Heather.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
And none of these people are Avali right now.
Nope.
Do they look like the same boys from earlier? The 4 people, the 4.
Yeah, they look like the same from
Okay.
earlier.
Grim says, and then stops as they stop walking.
This guy steps forward. Hi.
So you're one of Abilene friends.
I am. Tommy.
Tommy, lovely. Corinne, nice to meet you. We've made the delivery.
Great, I'll let her know.
Excellent. Was there anything else that she required?
Not at the moment. I don't think she was expecting you to move that fast.
If it's a letter. I mean, I don't. How long does it take her to typically send a letter?
He kind of shrugs his shoulders. Not long, but that one looked a bit squirrely. Kind of just motions
Gesturing
to
at Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's just how they are.
A not agreement.
How did you meet Averly? Out of curiosity, from what I know, she wasn't really running with the crew.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I help by my presence?
I don't think that he likes you very much.
Oh.
That's a 22.
22. Well, it's not a crew so much. It's just people with similar goals.
Goals, I apologize, I wasn't here for that initial conversation. What are those goals? Something about the city?
That the guild sent to prey on the weak. My sister was one of them. Started running with the Xanathar's guild and never saw her again.
I see. Sorry to hear that. How long ago was that?
I was little. Probably about 8 or 9.
I'm sorry, Heather, that was...
He said, I was little, I was about 8 or 9.
Okay, gotcha, thank you.
Ma was never the same.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that being a difficult thing for a family. Just out of curiosity, has Averly said anything about what? I mean, don't get me wrong. The gang activity is out of control, and just, would love to see it put to stop. What happens once the gang activity ends, though? When there's a vacuum for power, someone's going to fill that.
He looks confused.
Oh dear. So, you know that when the Xanathar and the Zents, when they go away, there's just someone's going to step in, right? That's the pattern that history's repeated itself.
Then I guess we wouldn't have done a good enough job then.
Insight check. Does he really believe us?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Roll an insight check.
27.
Yeah, he seems to be genuinely honest with you all. A little guarded, but genuinely honest.
And in this lull, as people are taking this in, I would like to know if he has his total class levels and his fighter class levels relative to me, please.
Okay.
My fighter class levels are currently 11.
He appears to be a level 6 fighter.
Interesting. And total class levels? So also less than me?
Still 6.
Delightful. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Grim will just sort of like... They're going to glance at the crew, remember they don't have telepathy now, and not say anything. Because there's 6 people looking at them in addition to the crew. And they don't trust their ability to make a appropriately communicating gesture. Carry on.
Well, I'll pass along the word to Avali. I'm sure she'll be happy. I'm a little less happy. I thought you were going to wimp out on us, and I owe that bald-headed mug 2 silver.
Well, that's my condolences for your pockets, I suppose. She glances at said bald-headed fellow. Just like, your understanding of what Avli's intending are the same, right? You know, just elimination of the gangs, and then nothing happens afterwards.
He looks
Is
up.
that
He's got a bit of lettuce hanging out of his mouth because he just took a bite of sandwich.
perfect?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Interesting. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll be on our way then.
How good evening.
You as well. Corinne waves up at the rooftops to the archers.
One of them waves back, and the other one elbows him. Like, the fuck are you doing?
We see you.
Grim did bristle a little bit when Tommy said that he thought they were going to wimp out. They're going to look at Sandwich Boy. Can they attempt to insight whether Sandwich Boy also hates their guts in particular versus being neutral or non-gut hating? 11.
11. Hard to tell. He's mostly interested
Extremely
in the
fair.
sandwich.
You know what? That's fair. I think they're gonna sort of say aloud then to sort of no one in particular, but loudly enough to be heard by anyone on the rooftops. If anyone here who actually has Avali's ear could make sure that she lets us know if they would have said lets me know if she has any other favors, I would be much obliged. They're not particularly waiting or looking for a response.
Okay.
If it sounds like we are departing, they will sort of back up a couple of steps before they turn and go.
I suspect we head back out the alley.
Okay.
And we watch for whether we're being followed.
Yep.
And Bosun would like to invisibly return to the alley and see and just hang out and see if Avali appears or if Tommy or anyone goes. Well, nope, I have to give Bosun instructions. I don't have to give Bosun instructions. He's a free agent. But I was going to ask Bosun to hang out invisibly and see if he can find if he can see how the conversation, see how things go with Avali, and what she hears and what she says. They would appreciate that. It's a very indistinct instruction request.
I'm sure this will go fine.
I'm sure it will too. They do say invisibly several times. For better or worse. And they take the bell.
Okay. Okay, so you all headed back to the last call, or?
We are headed back to the call, I think, while keeping an eye to ensure that we're not being followed.
Sure, perception checks.
Oh boy.
18.
28.
13 again. Oh my god.
Grim's not particularly perceiving. No, they would. They would try, even though they know they're going to be bad at it. 5.
Okay. Yeah, no one's following.
Then yeah, back to the...
Back to the call.
Yeah. Fun times.
I think we'll get there and Eliana will observe. She does not pick them for their intelligence.
I just don't... I wonder if they really do just think that they're doing the city a favor. That's a noble cause, theoretically. It's not hard to recruit people when you're just like, hey, are you done with fucking around with the Xanathar or the Zentarim? Especially when you've got people who have lost family members to the gangs. That's an easy recruitment area. That's why
Grim is nodding. It sounded even more convincing when she said it. Not entirely without problems, or it was very unnerving, but I was a bit convinced, so I think I am smarter than. Please reassure me that I am smarter than them.
You are definitely smarter than them.
Thank
you
you
had
all.
instincts to come back to us and say something's wrong. So you're clearly smarter than they are.
They look
Incredibly
visibly relieved.
Yes. But sometimes your feelings overcome your better judgment. It's general you.
I beg your
Not-
pardon.
Corinne kind of like
particular.
Corinne leans back against the wall and is just kind of like, oh, let's see this go down.
General
see,
you,
I'm
not
gonna
directed to
monologue
anyone in
token Erebus.
particular.
To be clear, Grim is like indignant, but she did get the general you out before they said anything. So like they are indignant, but not actually upset.
Okay. Monologue token. Okay. What is Erebus thinking at this moment? Mostly. Yeah, mostly that. But like with a shit, I've done it again. I've put my foot in my mouth again. I'm in danger of offending these friends again. What the fuck? But also more like just the vague feeling of talking from experience, and saying something that she meant to be reassuring that definitely was not. So yeah, that's that. The monologue is more of a general feeling than an inner dialogue. But the feeling of having done the thing again that she keeps doing without meaning to, because she hasn't totally figured out the communication language. That's best here, and just a vague sense of hating everything. So.
Oh.
Sorry, I meant that to be a general statement about the way people's brains work. It wasn't a thing about anyone in particular, and I'll shut up now.
I think they're just gonna like look at her a little more closely.
Uh-huh.
Are you all right?
This is probably the last thing Erebus expected Grim to say. And she just kind of stares at them for a few seconds too long. No, actually. Thanks for asking.
I think they're just gonna point at her and then point at the stairs. And then just turn to walk towards the stairs themselves.
Okay. Yeah, she'll go. She's still kind of shell shocked that they even asked. But she's going.
Corinne's gonna go to the bar and get a carafe of wine and several glasses.
Aliana is going to just waves a little bit awkwardly. And then she also goes to the bar.
Oh no.
Are we following team bar or team staircase first?
Oh, I was gonna say Corinne is collecting this in order to go to the staircase.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine.
Aliana's not planning on following them. She thinks this is just for Erebus and Grim.
Yeah, well, Grim is gonna walk up this. Walk up to the library.
Okay.
And wait
yeah,
for
no,
Erebus
she's
there.
with them. Yep. No, she's going.
I think when Aliana notices Corinne is planning to go upstairs, she asks, "Oh, were we supposed to go with them?"
Oh, I'm just assuming that one or both of them will want this, so I'm just going to go bring it up.
Oh, they probably will.
Corinne kind of like lifts the hand that has the glasses in it in salute and then goes up the stairs.
Aliana is going to take the time to order a tray of snacks, which she will bring up to the library when the snacks are ready.
Oh.
I'm dying. I don't know why this is so funny, but
I love everyone. This is great.
So yeah, like after like 15, 20 seconds after Erebus has gone into the library, Corinne comes in.
Grim has just opened their mouth but has not yet said anything.
Yeah.
Erebus is kind of flopped into a chair.
Yeah. Knock knock.
Grim jumps.
Just gonna leave these here.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Thanks,
and
Corinne.
she puts the carafe and the wine glasses on a nearby table and she's like, toodaloo! Walks out the door and closes it behind her and then heads back down to the bar.
What just happened?
I think Corinne thinks we need alcohol for this conversation.
I was going to say you seem to be drinking quite heavily lately. What is that about? And probably you should stop. Not stop entirely necessarily. I'm not in charge of you. But what's the matter?
Okay, so to address the first thing first, yes, not intentional. I don't... She pauses to kind of get a handle on what she wants to say. And she's like, it doesn't make any sense at all, because I should be more fine than I've ever been in my life, because I'm with you all, and I'm with my sibling, and I'm figuring out this thing with Ramiel, and this is... It's been a really long time since I had anybody around me who I could trust, so I should be the most fine I've ever been, right? And I'm not, though. I'm panicking.
They're like waiting because they're not sure if she's stopped for the moment, or if she's stopped gathering additional thoughts.
She kind of looks at her knees and does not continue speaking.
I don't think this is going to be reassuring, but I don't know that anyone who has joined or really spent much time at all with this crew has ever felt the happiest they've ever been, and very calm and at ease in the immediate aftermath of beginning to spend time with us. So you may need to adjust your expectations on that particular front. You may not have noticed we're a bit strange.
She kind of looks at them and is like,
they're not joking. Like, visibly not joking.
If they may be visibly not joking. She's like, I don't think it has anything to do with any of you, personally. I mean, you're not wrong, but I've been in contact with all kinds of people over the last century, and it's not... totally out of the realm of things that I've seen before. So if you're thinking that this has anything to do with any of you in particular, it really doesn't.
No, I meant just the general atmosphere. and the part where you're interacting with us specifically. I don't think that's all of it. I think a lot of it is probably also you.
Yeah, I
That
think a
sounded
lot
less
of it is-
reassuring also. That part was not supposed to be reassuring.
No,
Um,
that's okay.
but also I think it's all right to feel unsettled if you do by us.
No,
I think it will pass. It generally does. Or else people leave and then they seem to feel better regardless. So, one way or another.
I don't
Um,
want to leave.
no, I don't think you should.
And she suddenly has like this realization that having said that, she's like, fuck, that's it.
Is that allowed?
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
I'm panicking because I don't want to leave.
I
Sorry,
no,
that there's
I empathize with this more than you would realize. Would you like me to get someone who can speak with you about it rather than simply empathizing from across the room?
If Corinne and Eliana want to come and chat about it, that wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't have a problem with just you. Sorry.
Hold on.
Okay.
Don't leave.
I'm not going to.
All right. And they will walk out and head down to the tavern space.
Eliana has
They're gonna-
the tray of snacks prepared at this point.
They're going to carry the carafe of wine down with them.
Corinne looks a little put out.
Are the two of you just clustered at the bar still, or where are you now?
Eliana has the tray of snacks, and I think that she has started to bring it upstairs, and yeah.
That's good. Yes. Yes to snacks. They're gonna look at the carafe in their hands, look at Corinne.
Yeah, who is at the bar with her own glass of wine and just like pouting a little bit as they come back down with an untouched carafe.
They're gonna walk over to the bar and pick up a pitcher of water.
I'm just trying to help.
I'm going to put this in your room for later.
Right.
Is it all right?
Will be.
Because I'm going to need it, but I don't think that she should. I realize that's not my decision.
All right.
And they're going to lean in and kiss her cheek. Thank you for helping.
I did apparently nothing.
We're
Not like no emotion behind it, just like
Mhm.
matter of fact, like this did not contribute.
I am going to need it later. We are going to talk about feelings, I believe.
Oh,
Or-
have fun.
I was going to say, would you like to join us, or would you very much not like to join us? I assumed that, but I did not want to make the decision for you.
Thank you ever so much for asking. No, thank you. I shall stay right down here and play quarters with Merdra. No, it's Margot. It's Margot now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
me, Margot. Margot's our bartender now. No, I shall sit down here and play couples with Margot.
They will lean and kiss her cheek again, and then walk back to Eliana on the stairs. Eliana, we are going to perhaps talk about feelings. Would you like to join me? Join us.
Yes, I will join you for that.
They will hip check her gently, and then walk back to the library. They are going to drop the carafe of wine off in Corinne's room on the way, and then return to the library with
Eliana
the
had-
pitcher.
Right for the library with the snack platter.
Erebus is still sitting on the seat. and looks up when she come in. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Sorry.
No. No, it's all right. What's going on?
You know how I told you that way back when there was that thing with the ranger that was training me, and when the thing that he was doing came to light, no one stood on my side, not even my parents.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I don't live in Cormanthor anymore.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I just realized that I am freaking out because I'm afraid that the same thing is going to happen here.
I think
And I
Grim
don't actually
walks.
think it's going to, but
So Grim is walking in, and Aliana is going to hug Erebus.
Yeah, and Grim will just set the pitcher of water down next to the, like we'll pour 3 glasses of water, and then we'll just go sit quietly in a one of the overstuffed chairs.
and Erebus will hug Ellie in the back. So yeah, that's the thing that's wrong, because it should be fine and it's not fine, and I'm freaking out, and I should know better, but I don't. And yeah,
No, Erebus, you don't have to feel like you should know better. And when you I think when you realize that you can't count on your family, that kind of thing doesn't just go away just like that.
but what the hell is being alive for as long as I have even good for, if I don't learn these things and can get to control my brain? I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Nothing says you're not learning. I think you can learn, and it can still hurt. And it can still be uncontrollable. Well, I mean, what do I know? I'm only 20.
No, I think you're right, but it's still like I know you're right, but it's uh hard to school. It's hard to know that and not internalize it, and I hate that.
I know. I know. Do you want some food? I think maybe a bite of something to eat will help.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Elena puts the platter in front of Erebus, waits for a little bit.
Yeah, Erebus will take one of the snacks. I assume there's like pigs in blankets situation on the snack table.
Yeah, I'm thinking like ye old pigs and blankets, maybe some veggies.
Perfect.
Take your choice of whichever snacks Erebus would like to have present.
Sounds good. Yeah, she will avail herself of snacks mostly to stop talking, but feels better afterward.
Yeah. I can't, Eliana will give it some time and then just say, I can't promise that we're never going to disappoint you. But what we will listen to you. And I can't imagine that we would let you down the way that your family did.
No, I don't think you would either.
Yeah. And if look, we're a group. We're together. And we're here for each other.
She nods.
And if we do fuck up, well, please tell us.
Okay. And same, because because I want to make it right if I do.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Eliana.
Yeah.
Thanks,
of
Grim.
course.
They got up and came over and took some snacks too. So they wave a pig in a blanket in her general direction in acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to just stay up here for a little while?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, and she will settle in with her plate of snacks and her water and just kind of sit with them for a little bit. And if talk kind of comes up around something else, she'll participate. She's not sure she can start a conversation, but she's appreciative of the acknowledgement that she got from them and feels a little better.
Grim is disinclined, is very, very unlikely to start any conversation because they are Grim, but does have like sitting quietly without sort of expectation or pressure is a thing that Grim actually does quite well. So that's sort of the mode that they're in, is that they are just sort of existing
Yeah.
Yeah.
companionably.
Yeah. Which means the next person to say something is probably going to be Eliana, but the fact is I don't know what she says.
Fair.
So maybe we just put a pin in that.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
And if I think of something, and any other both of you want to side chat this, we can.
Sure.
Sounds
I think
great.
Grim
That'd
will
be
hang
fun.
out for probably after if an hour or so passes, they will get itchy eventually.
Sure.
Is Corinne still doing dartboard things, or does Corinne brave the feelings library at any point within an hour?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
library
not.
of feelings.
Does not like Corinne's your girl if you need someone's head rearranged, or if you need someone's ex to really destroy them socially, but she does not do heart to hearts.
That was my assumption, but one never knows. I think after an hour, whether it is quiet, companionable quiet, or conversation picks up, we can find out. I think we'll sort of eventually stand and stretch, and pick up the by now empty pitcher of water. Whether that is because they poured the glasses, then continued to drink water themselves, or because they bullied everyone else into drinking water. I don't know, but the pitcher is empty one way or another. I should go make sure that Corinne is not terribly upset that I've not drinking her wine yet, or that I am not allowing Erebus to drink her wine yet. I do know that I don't actually get to decide whether you drink wine or much of anything else.
No, it's okay. Tell her I said thanks for the gesture.
I will tell her you said thanks for the wine.
Okay.
And making sure Corinne isn't upset is an admirable goal.
I will not tell her that you know that she gets upset.
Very
I will
good.
tell her you also said thanks for the wine.
Yes.
I do say thanks for the
fine.
wine.
Yeah.
And they will sort of give a little wave, and will. So I think pause at the door. I have decided that we should go to Tikal in the morning, and they just sort of gesture at the library in general. I think some of us need a good night's sleep, and some of us need whatever we do instead.
Okay. Sounds good.
Elena looks at Grim. And then stop.
I don't know what she think. What I could see more possibilities for what she means than Grim does. They just smirk a little bit and keep going.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a look of like, oh wait, what?
I'm pretty sure they were talking about the fact that I don't sleep, but who knows?
Oh yeah, you don't sleep.
No.
I always forget.
Ava gave me an interesting thing today, though. And she pulls the vial out of her pocket. Because I went to ask mostly if she knew anything about dragon spirits in general. And she said she'd heard of them, but she didn't have any information that we don't have. But she asked if she could do anything for me while I was there, and I got this, which is 1 drop for some help with sleep, 2 drops for very good sleep, and 3 for death, apparently. So we have this. I don't know what we'll use it for, but we have it.
Oh, Aliana looks at the vial, turns it over, just doing an examination of the color, the viscosity of the fluid, etc. Hands it back to Erebus. Well, I suppose.
Eliana, roll me a intelligence check.
All right. 17.
Right. So this is a sleep aid. You recognize it pretty well. It is very potent. 3 drops doesn't mean death, but you definitely don't fuck around with more than 2 drops. So Ava might not be like. So she's trying to exaggeration, but for safety.
Yeah. All right.
She also has hallucinogens if we want them. I don't know if we do, but she has them.
All right. I'll have to. I don't know if we want them either. But
Today. But
there may come a time when we do want them.
yeah. We'll
What
see.
does
We'll
this-
see how it goes.
What does a sleep aid do if you don't sleep?
I don't know. I'm almost wondering if it would have been handy to have on the ship for ease of trancing, or maybe it just induces sleep even if you don't normally sleep. I don't know.
Oh, it would have.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean I told her I don't sleep, but I know some people who might want this, and she gave me the vial, so I don't know. It's
Yeah.
not the weirdest thing that's happened today.
No, it's not, is it?
No, I don't think it is. Has it even just it feels like it's been more days since this morning than just one.
It does. Like it's been about 2 or 3.
Yeah. When do we get a vacation?
Well, we're going to Tikal, and that will not be entirely vacation, but it'll be some vacation after we get our work done.
Yeah. Wondering if I should ask Orin and River to come with us, but I don't know. That might make Grimacorin feel weird, but I don't know. We can ask probably.
Well, Bones
they're
does
between
say
classes.
Uriel advised us to take a jungle guide with us, and before doing much in the way of exploration, because apparently the jungle will eat us, and that might not be a metaphor necessarily. And so I went to talk to Bones to see who she recommends. She would do it herself if she could, but she actually suggested that River would be a good would be a good guide for
Okay.
us.
And maybe we can ask. Maybe we can. Maybe I'll head over tomorrow morning and see if Oren and River are free.
Yeah.
And can come if we're intending to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's good to know.
more.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Okay. Everyone settles in for the night.
Grim finds Corinne. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say while everyone else is having feelings, Corinne is going to send a paper bird to Ilya.
Mm-hmm.
As I check to see how many paper birds she has left. She has 2 left. Now she has 1. She's going to send a paper bird to Ilya, just outlining the basics of the conversation that the collective had in the alley, the location of said alley, the suspicions that this crew is manipulating things behind the scenes to push more gang fighting, to potentially fill the vacuum, but only the leader seems to be interested in filling the vacuum. Everyone else genuinely thinks that she has good intentions. But to just like keep an ear to the ground.
Okay. You get a message back shortly after. The contents of which are basically like, thank you and be careful, there's nothing worse than a true believer.
Then she folds up that note and just puts it in her pocket. And then she goes upstairs eventually.
I was going to say, is she still there when Grim comes looking for her, or is she gone to do a murder?
She's not yet gone to do a murder because
Okay.
she told Grim that it would not be the top thing on her list.
But she's gone upstairs?
She's gone upstairs, yeah.
Okay. Okay, they would actually stop in her room to pick up the carafe of wine on their way back downstairs. So they would go in her room, step into her room, heading straight for the carafe of wine on the table, and be surprised to see her there.
Yeah, she's on one of the lounging sofas, like with a book and a glass of her own wine.
Oh, you're here.
I am, and so are you, and so is that carafe.
The carafe and I were going to go downstairs and see if you wanted to play darts. But now you're here. Would you like to go downstairs and play darts, or would you like to be here? I'm quite content either way. I believe the carafe is also.
I was just going to ask which one you'd prefer that I answer with. I could do one more round of darts.
They will, crook an arm. Waiting for her to get up and put her arm through it.
Yeah, she will take it. Still carding her glass, setting her book down on the sofa, putting finding a a scarf or something that's just kind of laying around that serves as a bookmark.
Delightful. They have nothing particular they want to talk about at this moment in time. They're just very happy to go downstairs and play darts and not make her talk about feelings.
Perfect. She is very into playing darts and not talking about feelings.
And they will let her know that they executive decided that the team should go to Tikal in the morning and not now.
She is a little disappointed. She pouts just a little bit.
I know, but there are too many feelings. You would be not happy. You would be happy to be doing something, but very unhappy with the degree of emotionality in your vicinity.
I know. It just feels so much better when I'm doing something.
I know, which is why you're going to beat me at darts very badly.
Well, one hopes.
I don't know how to play darts in D&D, so I don't
I
know who
don't
wins,
either.
but I assume it's Grim. Grim might throw the game. No, she would be mad at them if they threw the game.
Yep, sure would.
So delightful. That's all I have right now.
Yep.
Okay. You find yourselves in the next morning pretty quickly.
Cool. Erebus is going to hop over to the tower before anyone else is up just to check on Orin and River's availability, because Orin will be up. And she figures either answer will save them time later.
Okay. Yeah, you find, Orin is having breakfast. There's like a general parlor area where the students generally congregate on the first floor.
Okay.
Orin is having breakfast. River is sitting with his head on his arms. It's kind of like
Ooh.
he seems to
Yeah.
be dealing with something.
Ooh. Okay. So Erebus will kind of walk up to the table and just be like, "Hey, everything okay here? Are we tired? What's going on?"
Orin chuckles and takes a sip of their coffee. Just a small little crisis. Not much. It's fine. And kind of just gently pets River's head.
What's okay? You know what? That's probably none of my business. I wanted to know if you two are available to come with us to Tikal today.
I think that should be fine. River looks up and goes, "But I should stay here and protect her." And Orin just kind of shakes her head and goes, "No, you know what? No, you don't need to stay here and protect her. I'm sure she can deal with anything that comes up herself. We would love to go to Tikal."
Would you happen to mean Bones when you say her?
Oren looks just hella amused, and River seems like he is having some feelings right now. And River just nods extensively, like, yes. Clearly
No. Go ahead.
Clearly she needs protection, and Oren's like,
From
no, she doesn't.
What?
Right, yes, River, from what? Oren just kind of like, head on hand, just looking at. And River's just like, I don't know. Protection. He just kind of leans back in his chair and like folds his arms. Like, that's a good enough answer.
So I'm gonna say that your sister could probably take care of any possible threat to her with one hand tied behind her back. But I do appreciate the instinct to protect a family member. It's very admirable. But you can do other things with your time. And also, if she suspected you were sticking around to protect her, she would probably kick your ass. Just putting that out there.
Oren nods. She would. She'd kick you out herself. River kind of just takes a deep breath. Your counsel is appreciated. Okay.
That sounds a lot like what, say, Kyrell told me when I told her not to go out and smash heads just because her sister had received a threat that she didn't know where it was from. I don't find that reassuring.
I'm considering leaving. Okay, we can go to Tikal. But we
Okay,
can't be
great.
gone
Let me-
very long.
I don't think we intend to be gone very long. We just have been informed by your sister, who, by the way, said that you are a very good jungle guide, that we should not go into the jungle without a guide because the jungle will try to eat us. So if you can come, that will help my companions not have to make alternate arrangements with people they don't know. So I'm gonna go tell them that you're available, and I'll be back.
Okay. Then, yes. Yes, we can go to Tikal.
Okay, great. I'll be back in a few hours. Enjoy your breakfast.
Nope.
Don't.
Nope. He looks at the toast and just pushes it away.
Do you not? Okay, no, you don't. I suppose. Do you need an alternate breakfast, or are you just not feeling well, or what's going on?
Don't find myself with an appetite this morning.
Okay, well, enjoy your morning then, I suppose.
Yes. And come back and we will go to Tikal.
Sounds good. I'll be back. And she'll wink at Orin and head out.
Orin looks hella amused. They look the most amused at this turn of events.
Eris
Someone
is like,
could drink
"What
it,
is
drink
happening?"
tea cattily. She is drinking tea cattle. Like, she is being straight up sassy, but she's not doing or saying anything. She's just no eating breakfast sassily at
Incredible.
At River.
At River. Amazing. Yeah, Erebus has no idea what the fuck is going on. And heads back to the call.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I love this. Oh, Eliana is meanwhile just writing off a morning note to Uriel. Good morning, dear one. We are, in fact, going to go to call this morning. I will let you know when we are done so that we can spend a bit of time on the beach. I hope that you are well and that you will continue to be well. You're Aliana.
Okay. You get a rather quick note in response. Please enjoy Tikal. It is beautiful this time of year. Heading off to the clinic.
Alright, she folds up her paper and gets her bag packed.
Corinne and Graham, you waking up a little early because you got a thing to do today?
Yeah, I think Corinne is kind of like borderline pushing Grim out of bed. Like one of those things where it's like, I know you have feelings about making breakfast, so you better get to it before I do.
They seem to have been sleeping in lately, and are probably like kind of like protest mumbling as they get up. Find the coffee flask, set it down with a audible clink, not like an angry set it down, just like a clink, like enough of a clink to be like, there's a thing here, you can chill and drink your coffee for 2 seconds. And then they will head downstairs to make coffee, to make something fast, like eggs and toast or something else that will be that they're confident they can get done and put in front of her by the time she is up and moving to let them get their boots on before anyone leaves the building. So I guess are we all in the tavern space when Erebus returns?
Yes.
Probably. One quick question. How's the Whimsy doing? What's its position relative day to day?
Like, it stays more or less in the same spot. Like, occasionally you find that it's moved here and there, but Grimm's been sleeping great.
And
or Grimm's been sleeping without nightmares, at least.
And they have sort of, they have not commented on it. But like she would know that she's not woken up several times a night by them wailing or squeaking. Yeah. And they have neither moved it closer to the bed. Like they have not touched it. Although they do, like, in the more, like, often sort of, if they think they're alone, like if she walks into the room when they're already in there, they are sometimes like staring at it hard, like trying to figure out if it's moved. But Bosun definitely still snuggles with it. So they don't know, is it moving or is Bosun just like knocking it around a little bit?
Who can say?
In his own sleep. Speaking of, did Bosun return or is Bosun still?
Bosun did return.
Did he have anything to say?
They went and told Erebus. Erebus seemed happy. Or, sorry, they went and told Avalee. Avalee seemed happy. That was brain cramps. That was not the deep reveal. I promise.
That would be. I wasn't even laughing at that. I was just laughing at Bosun being Bosun. That would be. I beg your. You don't. You told Avalee what?
No. He kind of sent you the picture of the red-haired guy. The red-haired guy told Avalee about the letter.
Oh. I thought you told Avalee any number of things.
No, he was invisible.
You are a very good bird. And they scratch his ear tufts. Did Avalee? Does he report Avalee responding in a particular way, or just sort of taking the information and not revealing a secret bad monologue?
Yep, seemed pleased.
You're a very excellent bird. You may have your bell back and be visible if you so choose.
So happy.
I suppose I don't have to tell you that anymore because you are your own bird now. But thank you for letting me take it when you are invisible, so that you can remain both invisible and unheard, because those are two different things, as it turns out. As I sometimes also discovered when I was invisible and attempting to be unseen and unheard. It didn't always go well. You know that. You were there.
He rings the bell.
And they give him one last ear scratch and then run to plate the eggs and toast and run to intercept Corinne before she leaves the building. Welcome back, Erebus.
Yeah, she just heads back toward the call, thinking about everything, and it's like, okay, I've done a useful thing. This is fine. This morning is starting off great. And makes her way home.
Okay, yeah, you arrive. Everyone's awake, up, eating breakfast.
Yep. So she explains to the people that River was recommended to them by Bones, particularly as a good guide, and happens to be free today, and so is Orin. So they are available to help, so we don't have to ask a stranger.
Oh, very good.
Who?
My sibling and their boyfriend, who is also Bones' brother.
Grim is making a visible, do I know these people face?
You've met at least one of them. I can't remember if you've met River, but it's basically Bones, but younger.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how being a sibling works. I suppose you would know. All of you would know better than I would, though.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they just go out of their way to be their own people. And sometimes they're just like your clone.
I mean, you've met Bo.
If you
They
have enough siblings, if you have enough siblings, you get all of those, except for clones. I don't have any of those.
That's a shame.
Grim, meanwhile, has blue screened, remembering that maybe they do have siblings.
And
Oh.
at this point, it lands, and at this point, it actually registers that Oleana said it's a shame that Erebus said it's a shame that she doesn't have any clones. She kind of thinks, huh?
Because they'd be awesome because you're awesome, is what I meant.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah. That's yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So are we picking
Thumbs
them
up.
up somewhere, or are we meeting them somewhere? What's the story?
They're at the tower, which is where we need to go to get to the gate.
All right. Are we ready?
Did you finish your eggs?
Corinne gestures at her empty plate.
Then we're ready. They stand up and sling the haversack over their shoulder and start moving towards the door without waiting to see if anyone else is moving, because they assume that at least one person is moving faster than they are.
Erebus has to go collect your dragons. But
Oleana is taking the last bite of her eggs, and then picking up the bag of holding and moving on out.
Erebus has to go upstairs to get her dragons in her bag. But she does that.
Okay. Easy enough. Sable's ready to go.
Yeah. Yay. All right, buddy. You were looking forward to going to a new place today?
Yes.
Awesome. So be tabaxi. And let's get going. And Bianca just kind of sits on her shoulder because she's like, yes, I'm ready. I am ready for adventures. I'm always ready for adventures.
Okay. Everyone heads to the tower, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Grim is going to walk past the desk and start up the stairs towards Bones' room, because they do have a question for her.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, you walk right in, right up to Bones' room.
Is Fleming at the door?
Fleming,
Gate or
Fleming is at
or is
the
it
the main desk, but he's fine.
delightful? Grim does not look at him. like copiously does not look at him. And will go up to knock on Bones' door. They knock once and only once, and then they wait.
There's a moment, and then Bones answers the door. Her hair's and she has long, kind of wild curly hair, but it's pulled back into a messy bun. Not covered like it usually is. Dressed in her normal clothes, which is usually floofy pants and a crop top and one of Reg's robes.
Oh, it's like the boyfriend's hoodie. I love it.
Oh yeah, it is 100%.
Good morning.
It is morning.
It is. Sunrise was some time ago,
Ugh.
and noon has not yet come.
That is a statement of fact that only I could appreciate coming from you. So, you want to come in?
Not necessarily. I would like to go to call. We would like to go to call, and I had a question first.
Okay.
Your person who had a name. They're gonna glance over their shoulder. Did the others follow them, or are the others not follow them?
Corinne would have followed them.
Liliana followed them.
Erebus went to go check in with Warren and River and give them a heads up that they're back.
Makes sense. They glance over their shoulder to reassure themselves that someone who will be able to pay attention to a name is here. Your person who knows where we can find Junie Rightstone is. How exactly do you find this person? Where are they in Tikal? It's occurred to me that I forgot to show Karen the map. I also did not show Eliana the map, but I did not think that I would need to prepare Eliana by showing her a map. It occurs to me that Tikal is a place of some size. That was a great deal of words. The question came first. You may have forgotten what it was. Where do we find your person, and what was his name?
Neurixius Torin, you will find him in Port Nyanzaru, which I will send you to. Reg has a tower there, as well as one in New Haven.
What was the second location?
So there's a couple. She said that Neurixius Torin, which I will type out.
Thank you.
He's the only black dragonborn on the island. So he'll be easy to find. He's in Port Nyanzaru. I'll be sending you there directly.
Well, that makes it very simple. Thank you very much.
There's also another city, my city, that's called New Haven. You can, I have a portal there as well. But also you can take the lightning rail south if you want to.
Do we know what a lightning rail is?
Roll an Arcana check?
17?
17, 16.
Corinne for sure doesn't know.
No, Corinne, roll an Arcana check because you're of a class where you might have actually know about this.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Nope, sure don't.
Yeah, you both, Eliana and Grim, you both know that lightning rails are, etheric engines that have, like, passenger cars. So basically, trains.
Oh yeah, I think Bones tried to explain this to Eliana once.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
She's very proud of it.
Yeah,
Grim looks. Oh, God.
That does make for a quick way to travel around. How many days does it take on that?
2 days via rail. It used to be 2 weeks.
It's a big place. I hadn't realized it was such a big place.
It's a decent sized island. We've only started. We've only just begun exploring it. I kind of wish I was going with you. I'm sure you'll uncover something brilliant.
Well, if we do, we'll tell you.
Grim is sort of like looking at her with their brow a little furrowed. It is your portal, so you could go with us if you wanted. We really couldn't stop you.
I could go to Tikal. I can go to the cities, yes. I'm made a promise about adventuring. I'm taking a small break.
Suit yourself. They just kind of shrug. The portal is...
Anyway, this way.
No one is going to ask.
No.
Nope.
No,
Corinne is just making an assumption.
Grim is like, you're weird, but who isn't weird here? We're all bad here.
Everyone takes a break from adventuring for all sorts of reasons.
Like yeah. We do need... Where did Erebus go? Looking around.
Erebus, you locate in... Orin has their own rooms now because they're officially apprenticed to
Nice.
Bones.
Yep.
So they're like a senior student. I would have put them like they're like the teacher's assistant, like they're professors, like TA.
Okay.
They come out with sturdy blue robes on, looking very much like one of the students at this of Reg and Bones. River comes out. He's wearing pants. And
I hope so.
pants, boots, and an arm cuff.
Okay. Look at you, all official. She says to Orin.
Thank you. They actually have protective magic in them. They were a gift from Bones.
Oh, lovely. That's fun. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Perfect. Let's head out.
Okay, she'll head back the way she came.
And you notice that as River comes out, he has a spear in his hand. Just has it.
Yeah. Erebus doesn't ask any questions. She remembers the phrase, "the jungle will eat you." Pretty,
Stuck with her.
pretty, yeah, pretty vividly.
Also, she's now traveling with someone who's wandering around an adamantium breastplate with multiple swords and a shield.
Yeah.
Remember, the spear is no longer the most
weird
conspicuous.
It's more the combination of no shirt plus a spear.
That is a good look.
Yeah.
In the middle of fucking winter.
Yeah. But she knows that she's going to Tikal and that
Yeah.
River is used to being in Tikal and would know how to dress for Tikal. So yeah, this is fine. There's nothing weird here.
I think Eliana at some point may have requested a spot to change into warmer clothes. Actually, no. I think she just takes off her layers and she is wearing said more weather-appropriate clothes. She's still wearing long sleeves, but they're like billowy, light-colored long sleeves.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's her,
we'll meet
it's
up
her summer wear.
the Hall of Portals. River's not making eye contact with Bones.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
This
like
is
to insight
weird.
as well. Like, is
Yeah.
it weird for Bones? Is it just River making it weird? Like,
Erebus rolled a 6.
Erebus, you got no clue.
No. I'm off my game today.
Aliana and Corinne, Bones looks amused more than anything. River's the one who's just extremely uncomfortable.
Wow.
Corinne's just kind of gonna look at him and is like, "Are you? You're not normally this awkward."
Grim says to no one, like just to the air, kind of under their breath, "We're all full up on awkward. There's no room for more."
Bones laughs at that. No, he's not normally this awkward. Please. I'm not going to spontaneously combust. It will be fine. Go protect my friends. Make sure the jungle doesn't eat them.
Are you afraid of magic or something? Do you think the teleporter is going to, I don't know, such a singe your fur?
Corinne, roll me another insight check.
Okay.
So I feel like you know. Corinne, you've seen this behavior before.
Uh-huh.
You saw this in your brothers when they first found out Callie was pregnant. Like this, like, oh, my sister does. Oh no, my sister doesn't do that. No. The being weirdly protective, but also not wanting to make eye contact. Yeah, you're getting a vibe.
Okay. Okay. Amazing.
Good time.
What a fun time. So I think Corinne will just go, "It's not going to burn you. It's It's fine.
I'm not afraid of Reginald's weird magic.
See, there you go. You keep say if you say it more forcefully and like you believe it, then it will be true.
I have seen that man light his own beard on fire.
That's the opposite of what I just suggested.
I'm just saying that spontaneously combusting, and he looks at his sister, doesn't appear to be off the table.
So we're gonna go.
We are. Let's go.
Corinne kind of gives Bones a look of like, I get it.
Rim is also giving Bones a look of what the fuck. Are you really sending us to the call with this person?
Bones looks hella amused and will grab River, pull him in for a hug, and be like, I will be fine. Go. Love you. To which, and you notice that River doesn't have hair. Not like, especially not like Bones does. So River will takes the ponytail holder and just pulls her hair and lets it poof out around her before dashing off into the portal.
Wow.
Don't worry, River's
It also
been
took
picturing
me a
that.
second for what it's worth.
Yeah, River's been picturing that non-fucking stop. I promise you.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh
That's
no.
fine.
Oh,
Grim doesn't
oh
know.
no. Oh no.
But they're gonna wait for someone that they actually know to go through the portal before they follow River through.
Yeah, Corinne will go through.
Yeah, Orin will join you all.
Yeah, we'll all go through, I suppose.
Yep, onwards.
All right, you find yourselves in a cool marble foyer. The sound of the ocean and ocean birds very close, like right outside.
Is there a visible door or
Yeah, you guys are in the same room that you left almost.
okay. Grim's gonna go right for a look at the ocean.
Sure. Yeah, there's you head towards like a large window. You realize it's nighttime? Probably.
I forgot that time is different here. Or no, time is probably approximately the same, but on it doesn't look, there's the ocean. And they look at the ocean.
Aliana goes and looks out the window
You guys
and
are
notices that
in a lighthouse. Or what used to be a lighthouse.
Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
wow.
On a rock in the middle of the ocean.
Ooh.
A
That's less fun.
bridge leading off to a well-lit city below.
Okay.
He just kind of stares for a little while.
Grim also stares.
And then Aliana realizes everybody else is probably waiting for her and looks away. Wow, it looks amazing. Like it's so different.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So, meeting someone somewhere, presumably?
Did you get the name? I thought you would get the name.
I did get the name. It's as I scroll through the chat.
Nyrixius Torin.
Nyrixius. Yes, Nyrixius. He's a black dragonborn. He's the only black dragonborn on the island.
Is it too late to meet people? I know there's a time difference, but I'm not sure how much it is, and this is directed toward Orin and River.
Orin looks outside, shrugs. River looks outside, looks at the stars, and goes, "It might be a bit early. It's about 3 a.m."
Oh, okay. So they're behind. Got it. Okay. Okay. Then
But we can head to the Black Cat. at least find a place to sit for a little while. Or you can explore the city. It's usually pretty open most of the night.
What's the Black Cat? Is that an inn?
It's a tavern, yes. And inn.
All right. I'd be interested in going there.
Yeah, I feel like maybe going to the jungle in the dark is probably not a good plan. So like
I
place
wouldn't
to
recommend it.
yeah. So yeah, a place to chill and hang out for a little bit sounds fine.
Wonderful. It's a bit quiet now that Alina's not here, but. And he'll start leading the way out.
Yeah, we follow.
And on that note, I think we're going to call it for tonight.
We made it to the
Huzzah.
call, y'all.
We did it!
Hey.
You are finally into call.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Huzzah.
What's the weather like? Like what does it feel like as we step outside?
Oh, it's solidly like 75
At 3 a.m.
at 3 a.m.
Delightful.
Oh,
before the
this
sun
is
has come up.
Yep.
amazing. It's gonna be so uncomfortable by noon, but right now probably feels fantastic to these kids who have been in the cold.
In the cold. Yes.
Mhm.
Eliana is into it.
Delightful. Thank you all.
Thanks,
yeah, that was a
everyone.
great session. Wow, we got so much done.
What
I
a
love
journey.
this session for us.